How to buy rental property with no money down. Are you ready to start making money with rental properties, but you don't have $20,000 or $50,000 to drop on a rental property just to get one property, and you really want to do this with no money? Well, I'm here to tell you, yes, you can do it. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it step by step so you don't miss a thing and you can start today. Let's go. I'm going to share with you a step-by-step detailed process on how to buy rental property with no money down and no fluff. Noelle's going to tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I'm going to give you a new and improved way to buy rental property that almost no one is talking about now. This did not exist 5 or 10 years ago, so this is new. Make sure you're listening. And I'm going to give you my huge insider tip on how to buy rental property so you don't end up buying somebody's crappy rental property that won't make you any money. There are so many benefits to real estate investing, and starting and thinking about having rental property, you are already on the right track. Real estate investing has changed my life. I literally started off real estate investing the correct way, broke, bankrupt, foreclosures, living in my parents' basement, and I've turned that around to real estate millionaire. And you can do the exact same thing. So the great thing about real estate investing is that it is still the #1 way to wealth. 89% of all millionaires were created so through real estate. That was true 100 years ago and is still true today. The great thing about real estate investing and why it is so awesome is you have 3 different ways to start making money. One, of course, with rental property that you're interested in. You have properties that you can make money off of each month. You have cash flow. So you have tenants in your properties, they're paying down the mortgage, you're getting money coming in each month. That's one way. 2, like I said, the fact that the tenant is paying down the mortgage. So even if you borrowed money, they are paying down the mortgage while the value of the property is going up. So you have someone else paying down the mortgage, and then you have the appreciation of the property going up, creating wealth for you. That's another way. And then last but not least, you can literally start to improve properties, borrow money to do it, and increase the property's value through a concept that we call forced appreciation. That's basically what you see when you see the fix and flips. They went in, they renovated the property, they did a rehab, they improved it, they increased the value, then they sold it for a profit. That is forced appreciation. And these are all things that you can do with real estate investing that do not exist in other investment types. You usually can't just go ahead and fix up a stock and get it to increase in value, but you can do that with real estate. And that's why it's so awesome and why it creates so many millionaires. So now let's talk about buying rental property, because now you know all of the benefits, all of the things that you're going to do to make money with real estate investing, and now you are on the right track. But when it comes to buying a typical real estate rental property, usually you have to put down 20%. Because banks see that investment properties that you are not going to live in, they see them as higher risk, okay? So you have 3 different type of occupancies when you go to buy a property. You can either occupy the property as your own, as a primary residence. That's a property that you're going to live in. You could do it as a second home, meaning you're not going to have it as an investment property. It is just your second home, and they usually let you put down a little bit less. So instead of maybe 20%, maybe you have to put down 15%. And then the risky of it all is an investment property, and that is where traditional lenders will require you to put down 20%. And they feel this is a little bit more of a risk because you're not going to be living there and you're relying on the tenant to pay the mortgage for you. And so they really want the landlord or the person that's purchasing that home to put down 20% so that they feel that they are in a good position. And this is the typical way, and this is the way that most people do it, but this is not what you have to do. I'm going to just telling you this because this is what you're not going to do. We're not going to have to put down 20%. I'm going to tell you how to do this without putting down 20%. So the new way, the new improved way to invest in real estate without having to put down all that money is a concept called subject to, or by doing lease purchases. You could do one of the two. You can purchase the property subject to, where the person that owns the property leaves that mortgage in place and you take over those mortgage payments. Or you can literally lease purchase the property from them, where you give them a small down payment. Sometimes it's the amount that's past due on the mortgage, just using that as an example. And then again, you start taking over the mortgage payments through a lease, and you will eventually buy the property if you find it profitable. So this is the new way to do it. But the key to finding these properties that you can do subject to or to do lease purchases on is going to start with you thinking like a real estate investor. Remember what I said earlier, when I was bankrupt and in my parents' basement, I literally had bad credit and I had no money. So I had to use those two things and still invest in real estate. So what I was able to do, what my coach taught me, was find people that are having a financial issue with their property, people that are behind on their mortgage payment, people that are in foreclosure, bankruptcy, divorce. They got relocated and they can't afford that property because their job ended, or they lost their job and they can no longer pay the payment. You know, maybe they haven't missed the payment yet, but they lost their job and they're not going to be able to pay. So those type of situations will allow those sellers, okay, those people with those homes, they're going to be more open to doing a property subject to, or to doing a lease purchase with you. And the reason why they're going to be more open to do that is because they're already losing the property, okay? They're already about to go into foreclosure. They either have bad credit or they're about to have bad credit, and they need help. My coach taught me how to approach those people, how to tell them my story, how to connect with them and offer them a solution. And now I can tell you, I get more leads for properties than I can even handle. So I'm telling you this because I know there is an abundance of properties and people out there, and I know that you can be a resource to those people and help them and make money for yourself in the process. And this is how you can start to get rental properties with no money down. Because you don't have to put down 20% and you don't have to go to any banks, any lenders, or anything like that. All you need is the money to take over the payments. There you go. Now let me tell you how you get that money. So there's two different ways that you can get rental properties and never have to use your own money, okay? And you don't need any money. So the first way that I'm going to tell you, and this is the absolute game changer, it is by using business credit. So one of the things that you want to do is establish a business and get business credit. I'm literally going to put a link here so that you can click on that teaches you all about how to get business credit quickly. I've made tons of videos on it. I encourage you to watch them, follow them, and start getting your business credit. You can easily start to get business credit cards, business lines of credit, business loans, all of these different things in just a few weeks, okay? So this is not a long process. This doesn't take a long time. And I'll even tell you, if you're a woman, if you're a minority, if you're a veteran, there's tons of business funding out there available for you right now, okay? You can use those funds and you can get rental properties and never use any of your own money. That's one way. The second way, do what I did. Like I said, when I first started, I was wholesaling. I actually didn't keep those first properties as rental properties. I flipped them to an investor and I was making fees of $5,000. You can still do that, okay? That's called wholesaling. It still exists. I'll put a link. I have a whole video on wholesaling that teaches you how to do this. And like I said, I started by doing this. So this is not something that's far-fetched, and it's something I still do to this day. Like I said, because we have our marketing going and we're getting all of these leads, I still wholesale properties to this day. Some of them I wholesale, some of them I fix and flip, some of them I keep and I put tenants in them, short-term, long-term. I do different things with my real estate. In the beginning, you may not be able to do all of those things. Maybe you can only just wholesale. That's fine. Start where you are, and then you will eventually be like Noelle and get rental properties. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I have literally created an entire free training just for you. Please go to noellsfreetraining.com. Again, that's noellsfreetraining.com. I've created an entire course. It was a little bit too long to put up here. It's about an hour long. It teaches you my exact formula step by step on how to invest in real estate, make big profits without losing money. Again, completely free just for you. I want to make sure you have all of the tools, all the resources, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle, to your success.